Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I couldn't wait another day, another week without getting to this topic because there's just too much going on in a country that I've been a part of and been living for a long time. Yes, I've been involved in marches and protests in my lifetime, as a lot of people have. You know, I can show you pictures when I went to the March on Washington, and this, that, and the third. You know, when I was in my younger days, my college years and so forth. But I can tell you, I've never seen too many things as what I've seen is going on all over the country since this man became president. I mean, I've never seen anybody divide a country as much as he's divided the country. And not just the country, guys, divide the world. All in what? 4 months? 4 months, maybe? I mean, all of what he said is already, you know, people always felt this way, but they had some kind of decorum with each other and they kept it within inside. But he's managed to make the whole world on fire. And we're going to address this ridiculous situation head on. Like, truly, what in the world is happening? Latinos who voted for Trump are now furious because Black Americans aren't Black Americans. We, people like myself, foundational Black American men and women, are not rallying behind their immigration protests. It's ridiculous. So seriously, let's break this down. So we're going to talk about this tonight. We're going to break this thing down like never before. I see I have a chat already this afternoon. It's from Frank. What's up, Frank? How's everything in the Philippines? How's you and your wife doing? And what's going on in Metro Manila? Everything good with you, bro? I hope so, man. I hope so. And happy Father's Day to you if you're a father too, my brother. So let me get back to this again. Let me get back to this. So we're going to break this thing down. We're going to break it down pretty good tonight. And I think if you don't already know, if you do already know, you'll know a little bit more at the end of this stream, because we're going to break this down. I learned from it. So I'm sure, not that I'm a genius, but if I learn from it, I'm sure somebody else can learn as well. So this is going to be a good one. So y'all stay tuned. And it's not going to be a long stream tonight, but it's certainly one that's necessary from my perspective anyway. At least I'm, the way I feel about it. So with that being said, we'll begin the clips. It's going crazy, guys. Is what's going on in LA, and these type of protests have disseminated all over the country. In Charlotte here, where I am, they had a protest right downtown Charlotte. And I looked at it, I started to run that clip. I saw so many hundreds of people just walking and doing what? So many people are upset about this. And people are on both sides of the fence. Roll a clip on this guy.
I'm undocumented. So my parents came in 2008 when I was about, I believe so 7 or 8 years old. We crossed here around that time. We've been living in Costa Mesa for 18 years.
What are your thoughts on what's happening in and around here?
It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. We haven't done nothing wrong. What have we done? Standing at Home Depot looking for work to feed our family? Is that a crime? Is that our crime? To feed our family? It's not. We're just trying to provide. We're trying to make sure we have a roof over our head.
How do you feel about Donald Trump now not only instigating with the raids, with ICE raids, but also bringing in the U.S. National Guard, bringing in the U.S. Marines to support those ICE raids?
It's wrong. It's wrong, honestly. I have friends that they're in the Marines. I have friends that they're in the Army, and they even tell me it's wrong. But since we're under the oath, we have to do it. It's an order.
Do you know people who've been affected directly by the raids?
Oh, yeah, obviously, which is my friends here. As you can see, it's empty. I don't have papers, and I'm still here, risking my life in order to provide myself, to have a roof, like I said.
Are you worried about being grabbed?
I am, but I can't show that. I don't want to show that. Because if they come and if I run, they're going to think I'm a criminal when I'm not.
What if you get grabbed?
It is what it is, right? As a man, that's what we say. It is what it is. But we're going to find a way to come back. Because we decided to be here. Because we want to provide for our family in Mexico. We want to buy, which is a medicines that they can't buy. We want to buy them the food that they can't really buy.
What's in your heart right now?
I don't feel angry because we decided to come here because it's America, right? It's the American dream. It's the freedom of speech. The First Amendment. There's no longer that no more.
Anything else you want to say about what's happening in this country right now?
Don't treat us like animals.
¡Váyanse de aquí! ¡Déjenos en paz!
So a year ago, it seemed like Latino support for Trump was all about the economy, border security, and a whole lot of misdirected faith in a racist, polarizing figure. And yes, I'm talking about Donald Trump, aka the Orange Bandit. Now, when it comes time to protest the immigration debacle, suddenly Latinos are barking up the wrong tree, expecting foundational Black Americans to jump on the bandwagon, and that's an absolute mess. I think probably Frank has no comment. All right. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you, my brother. All right. He says, peace. What's up, baby? So it's a mess. And please tell me why, when shit hits the fan, all these different groups, all these different ethnic groups, whether it be Black, whether it be Asian or brown people, or whether it be the rainbow group, they all, they always look for the Black community when for help when anything hits the fan. When everything hits the fan, they always run to the black community for help. And I can understand why. And this is my reason why I believe that is. I think it is because here in the black community, the foundational black community, the black community historically are the only community that's really had a chance. The only minority group that has ever held a chance or either traditionally been able to force white America to change any type of racist policy. We're the only group that over the time that's really been able to change anything, or at least make them alter their thinking. So they run to us for that kind of support because we're proven winners in that respect. And it's one sided. It's one sided as hell. It's absolutely one sided as hell. So, and I think it's almost hypocritical. Here's a community that for years faced their own struggles, yet some of them are willingly throwing their support, or willingly threw their support behind a man whose policies often marginalized them. He was totally against them, and they made it clear he was against them, and they went and voted for him anyway. So my question is, why would you vote against your own self-interest? Can somebody please tell me, why would you vote against your own self-interest? Okay, let me just say this. Latino people, as much as I love you, especially the women, Latino people, listen up. We blacks here have been fighting this war on racism and bigotry for years. We're a proven group of people when it comes to their bullshit. And so when we tell you who not to vote for, you need to listen, and you need to listen really good when we tell you that. We know what we're talking about when it comes to dealing with racism or racist white people. I know our agendas are similar, brown and black people. I know they're similar, but when we as a group are adamant about a certain political candidate or person, you need to listen. In this case, it was Donald Trump, and you didn't listen. And especially this group of people. I hope I put that in there. The group of people, and especially I'm just going to say the name, but Cuban Americans. And I had a clip on that because recently the president of a Latin coalition, just got deported, just got picked up and detained. And he or she, I can't remember whether it was a she or he, was a loud, advocate of Donald Trump. Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump. And I don't know if it's a woman or a man, but the president of that coalition is now detained. So when he told you what he was going to do, you still went out and did it. Now I know, granted, Mexicans are not necessarily the ones that do all the voting, but they're the ones that's taking the hardest hit. But as you Cubans, y'all not off the hook either, as I just mentioned in that comment. But so now you're throwing tantrums because Black Americans, or people like me, Black Americans, us, aren't rushing to your side. You can't expect solidarity when you supported a guy who clearly does not have empathy in his heart for anyone outside of his base at all. You can't expect that type of help. So here's a few clips of Hispanics asking for support from the Black community. Let's get it.
To those stating, it is not my fight. This is why this country is in the position that it is today. The color of my skin should not matter. Whether I'm brown, black, purple. This is a humanitarian issue. We are in this position because there is no unity. We are not united. If anything, the other side, the one thing they're good at is uniting together. I want you to understand that hatred and racism is something that is taught. We are not born like that. There has never been a thought in my mind that said my voice didn't matter. Because together, we can move mountains. The National Guard is in LA. You think if your voice didn't matter? You think if unity didn't matter? There would be so much commotion? No. Mi gente, we are stronger together. It doesn't matter what color you are or where you come from. This is not a fight for just one. This is a fight for all.
EN 3000 says because they know that Black Americans put in the work. DN 3001 says other groups actually feel entitled for Black American support because we've been doing it all along. Amen, brother. That's what I'm saying. Frank comes back and says, we told them, but they didn't listen. Absolutely told them, but they didn't listen. And this is what this video is probably is mostly about: is chickens coming home to roost tonight. And I just don't get it. Roll the clip.
I really can't stand that it's not happening to me, so it's not my problem type of bitch. Because then when it's happening to them, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, somebody help me, and then we're all gonna turn a blind eye. I know all of us know someone affected by this, and if you're not speaking up, that's turning your back on them. Like, just keep that in mind.
To all the Black people saying this ain't your motherfucking fight, yes the fuck it is. This is everybody fucking fight, and everybody need to wake up and realize that shit. The impact that this shit has on every last one of us is so unreal right now, and I don't think y'all grasp that. This isn't a one race fucking oppression thing anymore. Bitch, we're all oppressed. This is no longer about race. This is about class, okay? This is a class war against all us, against them. You think if you sit this shit out, they ain't gonna come for your ass? They not gonna deport your fucking people that's over here illegally as well? Be so for it. Or they ain't gonna continue unaliving us. And as this is stolen land, natives can be like, bitch, bye, we don't want none of you motherfuckers over here. They could boot all our asses off this land, even if the ancestors did build this shit, okay? The mass incarceration of Black men, women, and children. The amount of homeless people that's about to be homeless. You're one paycheck away from being fucking homeless, bitch. You can't even afford rent, bitch. You can't even fucking afford groceries, bitch. And you're talking about this ain't your fight? Stop playing the fucking victim card and actually rise the fuck up. Okay?
Not sure whether, I think she's Latino to some descent, certainly a woman of ethics, but she's totally supporting the fact that Blacks should get up off their sofa and get out there and march and put our bodies on the line for illegal workers. So, and I feel really bad for that community. What you see in LA and tearing families apart, ain't nothing cool about that at all. Ain't nothing cool about it at all. I just really don't have an opinion. I'm just torn. I really, because all my life I've been involved in fighting for justice, for different things, and I just not sure which way to go with that. I know that I know they don't support us like we support them, and that's the whole reason why Black people are sitting out of this as a collective. But listen to this guy right here, as they continue trying to shame Black people into getting on the front line. Roll the clip.
I am so sick of scrolling online and watching Black Americans sit there and advise their people not to support the immigration movement that's going on across the entire United States. What have they done for us? They never supported our protests. Yes, they have. Go watch some old footage. You're going to see people in different shades, different colors, even sizes. It's a beautiful thing. And now I'm not simply going after Black Americans, because I'm watching Hispanics, Latinos with legal status that simply just betrayed their people, saying, we don't support this. You know what's crazy? Back in those days, black Americans weren't the only ones that were fighting for civil rights, for equality. You had the Puerto Ricans, you had the Chicanos, you had black Americans. And the beautiful thing is that even back in those days, there was unity going on behind closed doors. You had the Chicano movement, the Brown Berets, you had the Puerto Ricans, the Young Lords, you had the Black Panthers, all united. And guess what? Back in those days, you had people like this spreading that same harmful rhetoric. Oh, we shouldn't unite with the Puerto Ricans. Oh, we shouldn't unite with the Chicanos. Yeah, even back in those days, it was happening. If that wasn't the case, those movements would have been a lot larger. But guess what? There was a small group of people that saw the vision, and every time they united, they were successful. And unfortunately, back in those days, it was eventually broken apart when one of the leaders ended up passing away, or they were hit with RICO charges, and eventually they just dispersed. A lot of people don't know this, but back in the day, during Martin Luther King, he understood the vision. He understood, and he motivated the Puerto Ricans to form and fight for their civil rights and equality, and the Chicanos, and they did. They formed their stuff. And guess what? I love this quote, and it says a whole lot. It says, we cannot walk alone. We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King. Guess what? These are your neighbors, your friends, and even family. And that type of abandonment is loud. I think all of us felt that type of abandonment throughout our lives at a smaller scale, from friends, betrayal, and so on. You wanted someone to speak up for you, and they didn't. Why would you expect civil rights, equality for your people, but not for everyone else? Doesn't make much sense, does it? See, now we're going backwards. But what they don't want us to do is unite. Because all them streets that you see right now in Los Angeles, New York, and so on, guess what? If we come together, they will be even more full. Every square footage of them streets will be completely covered. And they don't want that. I hate that Hispanic Latinos go against their interests. I call them out all the time, especially with what Donald Trump is doing. And even black Americans. You know that Donald Trump was actually at a military event, and he goes on to say that he's renaming military bases to Confederate generals' names. Do you know what the Confederacy represents? It represents them preserving slavery back in those days. I'm sick and tired of y'all going against your own interests. The people that are speaking and passing on this harmful rhetoric for even the younger people, guess what? Y'all are not even any better than the white supremacy. Who needs the white supremacy when they have you doing the work for them? With that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Like this video, comment, be respectful, and as always, follow me.
Get him, Puffy Lion, dog.
I really think that Black America probably would have been better if we had stayed separate but not equal. If they hadn't did all the segregation and came together, and I think Martin Luther King even said in his last speeches that he wished that he wasn't, he had preached more. We should be of our own. I can't think of the speech or the comment or the quote that he said, but I did think he probably said at one time that he regret some of the things that he did in trying to put us together, because this guy right here, he talks that, but Cuban Americans like him, they're not for black folk. They don't come over here for black folk. They use the N-word a lot, and they exemplify a lot of racism. It's nice that he come on in and say that, but he say that now when his community is under duress. His community is now being pillaged by Donald Trump, so he makes those comments. I see people like him. I can't help from the problem with guys like him is I can't help but forget about this. Stuff like this right here, that guy there, and all what he got away with, and they just been totally a racist kind of a group, and so they benefited a lot faster than we have here, and and got, you know, it's just been, I just can't ride with him on that. Here's another comment. Frank Tate says, when their own people vote against themselves, what can we do? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And this guy comes on there and says we should stand together, but y'all don't stand with us. It's one-sided. And like I said, here's another clip. Roll the clip. Here's another woman that says, hang on, what is that? Here she go. She says that Mexicans came out for Black Lives Matter. But, you know, she say that, but Black people have already set the stage for what we do in marches. And we've been doing this for years. I think most of the Mexicans are just tagging along with all these other groups trying to come up on the coattails. It's really ridiculous. Roll the clip.
You know, when Black Lives happened, a lot of Latinos were there supporting Black people. We were protesting with you guys. We were sharing information. And you know what happened? White people started saying all lives matter because they didn't see what was going on. They weren't seeing the bigger picture. And just because, yes, Black people have dealt with this, does not mean that it takes away from what's happening right now. Two things can be true at the same time. I don't really understand why some Black Americans are like above all of this and then trying to make it about yourself when this is not about you right now. It's been about you this whole time, but right now it's not about you. And this shouldn't even be a problem between us. We should be working together, not fighting against each other like some of you are in these comments. Right now it's Latinos getting taken. Next thing is going to be Asians. They've already started deporting Asian people. It is not going to stop. And it's not going to stop, especially with this current president. Like I said, we should be working together, not against each other. We have a common enemy.
And why we don't have a common enemy when George Floyd is getting beaten in the ground? When y'all call us lazy, we're not getting a job because y'all think that y'all are better. It's just, I see through all this. It's transparent. I see through it. You can't fool me.
Just know that when they're done coming for all of the Latinos in the country, they're going to move on to other races. So if you're sitting back like, oh, they're only coming for the Hispanics, babe, like, that's who they're starting with. Just know.
That's who they're starting with, she says. That's who they're starting with. There's another comment from Frank. Frank says they have to stop wanting to be white. And that's exactly what I mean. These Cuban people, they think they're white. That's why they don't vote. That's why they supported Trump so hard, because they think they're white. They have identified themselves as white. Mexicans can't really do that. So they're the ones that's catching the hell out there in California and that side of the world. They can't say they're white. They're kind of like the ninjas of the Hispanics. So they get dissed. And they ain't get dissed in their own country. Afro-Latinos in those other countries get treated worse than any, and they live more in poverty in their own country. But when they come over here, they think they're better than blacks. They always think they're better than blacks. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. DL 3001 comes back and says, meanwhile, the legal immigrations don't have any love for those who are coming in the USA the illegally way. Facts. Facts. So it's really ridiculous. So now here are clips from a few clips from Black Americans responding back. Roll the clip.
Now the Black and the brown community, we need to come together and we need to remember.
First of all, we done told you no. You don't even respect us enough to take no for an answer. We asked you to stop saying the N-word. You said no. And so come together and remember what exactly? Remember that y'all anti-black as fuck, racist as fuck, a lot of y'all. So we ain't got to come together and do a damn thing. We done said no. Respect our boundaries and leave us the fuck alone. Okay? We done said no. The answer is no. When y'all come here, y'all want to align with whiteness. You love whiteness. You glorify whiteness and demonize blackness. So you need to make videos and ask white Americans to join with you. Because that's who you love so much, right? That's who ass you kiss. That's who boots you lick. So why the hell y'all not calling on them? Why are y'all calling on black people? Y'all always wanting to use black Americans. You want us to come out there and get the hell beat out of us for your racist, anti-black ass. It ain't happening. We said no. Period.
Facts. That's what you were just saying, DL3001. You said they identify themselves to whiteness. So that's the reason why they voted the way they did. And they expect us to come on and throw our bodies on the line. Because you know what happens when black people get into it. Donald Trump can't wait for a bunch of black people to protest. So he can send the military there and have a blood bath and get away with it. So yes, black people, you need to stand out of this one. Stand out of this one. This is not your fight. Let them do their thing. Let them do their thing. They will be all right. That's kind of how I look at it now that I think about it. Roll the clip.
The amount of people who are intentionally trying to gaslight black Americans into getting into these protests and getting into a fight that is not ours. It is not ours. I do not want y'all to ever feel like we have something against immigrants, because that ain't the issue. That ain't never been an issue. The issue is black people, black Americans specifically, our bodies have always been used as shields. And in 2025, we done learned and we are choosing to protect ourselves, protect our peace, protect our lineage. Because let me tell you something. Y'all already know what would happen if a whole bunch of us decided today that we was going to get the fuck up and go down there and get in them streets. Y'all know just as well as we know what the fuck will happen. We've done it before. You hear me? We've done it before. And I'm saying we because I've actually done protests. I have a real issue with people, especially those who have been able to come to this country and do well for themselves and then try to make it seem like we're wrong for not wanting to get into these fights. Because here's the real truth. Here's the hard truth. As black people, we fighting every day. Every time we wake up and our fucking feet hit the floor, it's a fight. It's a fight because the entire system is structured and has been structured on our backs and against us. They used us to build the fucking system against us. Point blank period. Okay? We have a fight every day. We're tired. We're tired. And a lot of our generation, millennials and younger, we've learned. Oh, we've learned. We know better. And we telling the elders, y'all, sit down. Sit down. That's the problem. Y'all used to us being emotionally reactive to everybody else's fucking causes and issues. And that ain't no shit, no shade to any of the people who have to endure.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. She's telling the truth. Now, this woman on this next clip, she so identifies why I did this video, and their closing video just wraps this whole thing up. I mean, it is a mic drop, and like never before. But this one has a good point here. So I'm gonna roll this clip. Sister supports and argues my point. Roll this clip.
Anti-blackness is you demanding support from a group of people who tried to help you from the beginning. That same group of people that told you, hey, they fucked us over for 400 plus years, then stole the civil rights movement, then messed up the family with CIA initiatives, wrote a crime bill, put all our men in jail, took all the men out the house, gave them crack cocaine, war on drugs, etc. I mean, we're 30 years into rebuilding our community. And you believe that because they fucked us over, you are entitled to us helping you in your movement. When we told you, when they started exploiting your labor because we asked for fair wages, you have to remember, you really got to go back and think about, we asked for fair wages. They went to the Latinos and said, we're going to pay y'all this much. And then sold y'all to understanding that we're lazy and we don't want to work. We were just asking for fair wages in a country that we worked for free in for how many years? How many centuries? Moving past that, then you go out and get upset at us. I don't see one video about Latinos calling to action white people.
white women specifically, if you want something done, tell a white woman to do it in America, and she'll cry and make sure she's blonde so the media helps her out. But you're going to ask black people who are more marginalized than you to help you do something that we told you not to be a part of in the first place, and that's anti-blackness. The end. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me too. Go listen to my podcast. Links in bio.
Told you not to vote for the man. Clearly begged you. Black people was 92% strong in voting against Trump. 92% strong. We have our differences with each other. We argue about relationships. Black women, black men can't get along. But when it comes to what's right for black people collectively, we come together like that. And when we told you not to vote for him, damn it, you went and did it anyway. 50% of you damn Hispanics went right there and voted. I was so disappointed when I saw those numbers. I didn't know what to do. That's the only reason they got in. People like y'all and Asians, y'all went that way too. Because a lot of y'all come here and y'all identify as white as well. And you know I love Asians, Virginia, Filipinos, all, but not so much Filipinos too. When they come here, they get a little uppity too. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them. Everybody wants to run from black, but wants to love black culture and love black men at the end of the day. It just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Here's a clip from a brother who hits with the stats. And I like what he says. Roll the clip.
Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not in a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under. And that, yes, the majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country, and undocumented people in Mexico, in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against black people. So this particular time when black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to black people, because I've seen so many videos, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, there's also a bunch of black people online who are asking black people to come out and fight for everyone, and everyone needs to fight, and this is our fight as well. While I do agree with a lot of those sentiments, because if they're doing it to brown citizens, they can do it to black citizens, and they can use the Congo and Haiti as an excuse to just racially profile all of us. That's very true. But you have to stop telling black people to put themselves on the line when black people are exhausted. Black people are exhausted. Black people have done so much for all communities in this country. At a certain point, there has to be a time where they need to rest. And right now, a bunch of people are resting, and that's fine. But there will always be people in our community who fight. Like, I'm using my voice every fucking day on this app. I've made an update about every single thing going on with ICE raids, locations, where they are, what's happening with Trump. I do it every day on my social page, and it's exhausting. Like, I'm actually exhausted. Today I put up like 10 posts. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing it because I know my voice has reach, and I know that people need to hear it. And that's my personal choice. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. So stop trying to make people feel obligated to put themselves on the line again. I say that to say there's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this country. I know that people and families, I was in tears last night seeing people self-deport themselves and people getting rounded up, grandfathers and grandmothers and abuelitas getting taken away, who are the people who are the fabric of this city in LA. But I just know that it doesn't end here, and there are black people on that list. There are black countries on that list. There are black countries on that list, and I'll say that to you again. There are black countries on that list.
I'm done, bro. I did the fighting. I did the Black Student Union and ran for office, and Black Political Caucus, and all the things I've done in my earlier days. And I'm just like Jesse Jackson. I'm putting it. When I retire from work, I'm retiring from fighting this mess over here. Because like the woman said, we fight every day when we get up to hold our own here in this community. And Trump only has made it worse and worse and worse. He's trying to make it worse all over the world. So, relocating to the Philippines for me, I hope is a woosah. I hope will be a woosah. When I get there, I hope will be a lot easier when I touch down in the field, because when I retire, because here in America, you got to be exhausted with all the bullshit that's going on here, and not to mention the prices of everything. It's hard to even just survive here. And then this man is starting wars all over the country, all over the world, all over the world, making enemies of everybody. It just makes it difficult. Sometimes I wonder outside of human rights, is China a better option? It's just because Donald Trump has been so divisive. He's been so divisive. I see another comment before I move on. DN says, yeah, I can't wait to stack up enough money to retire in the Philippines with my wife. I don't doubt it, bro. You're making the move of a lifetime, especially taking your wife with you. That's a strong move. That anybody in this Filipino tantra, will tell you that you're making the right move about taking her with you, rather than just finding one over there. You can find one over there, but taking one with you means that she's coming over there to help. Y'all going to attack that thing as a team. So shout out to you, my brother. So let's talk about how rights work, shall I? So just because you feel wrong doesn't mean everyone else is obligated to back you. We have our own struggles, and honestly, we're not co-signing your immigration protests. When history has shown that not all alliances are equal. It's just too one-sided. It's just too one-sided, and it's always been one-sided. So here's a couple of clips of two B-dubs, I call them, black women. Apologize for that. That has a couple of opinions. She say, we ain't co-signing. Roll the clip.
Think about what you guys are asking Black Americans to co-sign. You are asking Black Americans to co-sign people coming over here illegally, getting money, housing, food, education, and medical care, while Black Americans are the most homeless population in America. Y'all want us to go out there and put boots on the ground to help them stay over here, again, when they didn't come over here the right way, while our people suffer? What sense does that make? And the audacity of y'all to think that we should be out there doing that when y'all don't do it for us. See, again, y'all know we want reparations, and a lot of y'all that are protecting what's going on in Los Angeles, especially, and now all over the country, y'all tell us no. Y'all don't deserve reparations, but yet y'all asking us to go do something for you when you won't do it for us.
You gotta agree with her. You gotta agree with her 100%. She dropping the knowledge, baby. She coming with it. We ain't co-signing. Listen to what this doctor says. She's quite funny. Roll the clip.
Black and brown pride don't mean nothing until they need Negroes to ride. Let me repeat that. Black and brown pride don't mean nothing until they need Negroes to ride. Y'all sit y'all black ass down. That stuff ain't got nothing to do with it. I done seen people on this app crying and all that old other kind of stuff. Any other time, y'all, them Mexicans will be somewhere forcing the stores and stuff to play their music. I don't even think I'm in America sometime. You know, I hear that mess so much. Or they even get offended sometime in stores. They'll come in there and can't be more speak English than a man in the moon. But then they'll get mad at you and that bilingual. No, English. I speak English. And then they have been really, if you want to be honest, they have been discriminated to blacks and whites. And the reason I say that, why do you say that, Dr. O? Because why do we have to have bilingual applications? Every country I've been in, and my military brothers chime in, every country we ever been in, we had to learn the basic language of that country. So miss me with that. That stuff in LA got to do with illegals. And if you all patriotic like you say, or you down on your country, like I say, them folks out there tearing up American flags, burning it, putting the Mexican flag up. So y'all can miss me with that. I'm not sympathetic. Y'all can send me all that stuff. Y'all can go to jail for all that mess y'all want to. But think about it. How many times do them folks go to jail for a Negro? Yeah, I'll wait. Call this video what you want to, but that LA riots ain't got nothing to do with you. So sit your black ass down somewhere, drink you some coffee, or go to church. It's like what we do. I'm Dr. O, and I'm out.
I don't know why she's using the word Negro. That's about a 40, 50-year-old word, but she still got a ball. Do we still call ourselves Negroes? But she got a point. Sit your ass down and don't get involved. So my frustrated friends in the Latino community, it's time to reflect. It's time to reflect. Voter support for Trump doesn't magically create a united front. It just simply don't. You've got to earn the respect. And expecting others to stand with you while you're turning a blind eye to your own issues and others that have similar interests as yours, well, that's just plain delusional. You need to wake up. So guys, I will land the plane with this final clip, and it wraps it all up. Like I said earlier, this wraps it all up. Chick makes a great point, and she drops the mic. So I'll roll this clip, and that'll land the plane. Roll the clip. Y'all listen in.
The Latinos for Trump, who are now starting to regret their vote, they are now experiencing a very painful lesson in good old-fashioned American history. It's a cautionary tale of you're not as white as you think you are. And I'll explain. When the Irish first started coming over in the 1800s, America told them, you are not one of us. You are not white. Remember, Irish need not apply. Then the 1900s, the Italians started to come over. Remember, they were not considered white. They were discriminated against. Fast forward to after World War II, Jewish immigrants started coming over. What did America tell them? You are not white. Need not apply. They were discriminated against as well. My issue is not that Latinos are conservative or vote conservative. A lot of minorities have conservative values, would like to vote conservative, vote conservative. It's not that. It's that you vote in a way that you think you're above everybody else. And this country will remind you, you will never be one of them. So my question for the Latinos for Trump, how is ICE supposed to differentiate between you and your brothers and sisters? Because last time I checked, they're targeting American citizens, naturalized citizens. They're getting sent to ICE detention centers because of their fucking stupidity and their recklessness. My issue with a lot of the Latinos for Trump is not that they're conservative or vote red. It's not the issue. The issue is that a lot of you guys think you're better than the rest of us, than everybody else. And I feel like picking on the Cubans, the Venezuelans. Y'all may be considered white, Querita, wherever. You may have blonde hair. You may bleach your hair blonde. You might have blue eyes. You might have fair skin. And in your respective countries, you may be considered white. You may be put on a pedestal. You may have certain privileges because of your proximity to whiteness. But let this be a fucking reminder that proximity to whiteness is not whiteness. And the scale's always going to tip back against you. So never get comfortable. You may be put on a pedestal in your own home countries, your respective countries, but out here in this country, unfortunately, America's gonna remind you, you will never be considered white. You can put yourself down as white on all your government documents, and that's your right to do so, but you'll never be a part of the club, y'all. I could have told you that for free. You are still an other, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. Your last name is Hernandez, Garcia, Gomez, Fernandez. What else? Fill in the blank. Cologne. Or you just may have that look to you. Whatever. They're always going to be able to clock that you are not an Anglo-Saxon, my friend. And trust me, they will kiss your ass during election season. They will invite you up to speak. You will be treated as a token blank, token black, token Latino, token Asian. And they need your vote because we're running out of white people. But never forget who put you on that token pedestal. And whoever puts you on a pedestal can knock you right the fuck off of it. So when y'all are starting to get pulled over by ICE, which we're seeing now, we're seeing a lot of the regret, especially in Florida, where they're like, oh, I voted for Trump, my son got paid, why I got detained, Y'all are getting your nigga wake-up call. I call it a nigga wake-up call. It's a nigga wake-up call. It's American history. Know it. Take the time to learn it. Understand it. Recognize that history repeats itself. It's happening all over again. The gag is they're doing exactly what they said they were gonna do. I don't know why y'all are shocked. Y'all threw everybody else under the bus because you sit in the front seat of the bus of privilege. But forget that you're still on the damn bus with everybody. And they're not going to be able to tell the difference. I could look at any Hispanic at a grocery store anywhere. Unless you're wearing a MAGA hat, I won't be able to tell who voted for what. Same with ICE. But anyways, have a wonderful day.
Absolute mic dropped. If she didn't hit the damn shit dead on the head, I ain't never said it. You identify yourself with white, and that's chickens coming home to roost. Next time, Hispanic people, listen to Black people when we say a candidate is not right for us. And I'm saying us, instead of going out on your own and supporting what you think might help you be a more white person. It's absolute bullshit. And that's why you have hurt your Mexican partners, your Mexican brothers over in California because of what you did. It's a damn shame. So that's all I got. Like, share, subscribe. I got another comment here from Frank Tate. and she was absolutely cooking. She was, right? And so like, share, subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comment. Please subscribe. Please like. Get the likes up. We're always trying to be a bigger station, always trying to be a bigger channel, and get our word out. So y'all have a great week. For all you fathers out there, your happy Father's Day. And I'll see you guys on Thursday at 9 o'clock, as usual, with another video. And I'll holler at y'all later. We will holler at y'all later. Just like that. Holler at you later. Peace.